Hello, everybody. Hope you're doing well. It's currently 7:30 p.m. Central Time. Yeah, we're on to day 5 or something of the mouse demo. We're still recovering mentally from a mistake made last stream, and I just realized starting today that we have still some difficulties ahead of us in terms. I thought we were kind of like closer to the easier part now, but it looks like we still have some difficulties ahead of us. So, keeping that in mind and accepting our mistakes for what they were, we'll start today, I guess, with a warm-up, and then we'll continue from there. So let's get started. Is my camera level or like flat? It looks a little crooked, doesn't it? That's gonna bother me. I like dusted it the other day, so there we go. That looks a bit better. But yeah, so I realized, like, sure, we're at the stretch where, we have the planes plotted, but we may need to transfer like the curves and stuff of the mouse onto the side planes of the mouse, which I didn't consider. I'm actually going to look at some other students' work to see that. Plenty of mistakes were made with this one, and I'm actually pretty salty about it, but I mean, whatever, right? They worked on a man, I cannot overstate. I cannot overstate. Understate? How does it go? I cannot. I don't know. I can't describe how much fun I had last night drawing. I drew a lot after stream. There's a new Captain America skin that came out, and I was like, I'm going to draw that. And it wasn't so much that I like how it looks when it came out. But man, like, I slowed down. Some of the greatest issues I have with drawing is walking into it with I was really worried starting it off, walking into it with expectations, going beyond my means in that way of like expecting, Tran Fiddler level art or Kurumi Stormpin or Ryoko Koi like level art. And so I took breaks. I watched myself. I managed what I was doing. I was very mindful of my pencil and how much I was erasing and attempting lines and redoing stuff. And if I ever redid a line for like the 4th or 3rd time or whatever, I would really slow down and like pull up more references. Sometimes I get too lazy, too hasty even, and I don't pull up references of things. Like for the new Captain America skin, I needed a reference of what a wolf's paw looked like, and so I chose like a stylistic reference of Tran Fiddler's werewolves, and then I chose to try to get that like understand a nice bit of humanoid, like werewolf anatomy, not just wolf or human anatomy. And then I pulled up like wolves, like actual real pictures, and I felt like I kind of made something uniquely my own there. The perspective is a bit off. It's been something I've been thinking about all day. It's like the proportion and perspective is off, so I have to redo that. And then I want to ink it, and that's really worrying me. But once again, how do you get better at drawing? you draw, right? I mean, I have to make those mistakes. And I realized, this has kind of been a realization of this semester, is like all of my drawings I take a picture of and like sometimes share it with friends, and that's it. Like I rarely go back into my sketchbook to look at them. Hell, I rarely go back to them. And so that gives me this kind of like, my drawings are ephemeral. Who cares if they're destroyed or I lose them or whatever? I'm doing them because I just like making them. And sure, I'd love to appreciate if they come out looking good. Who wouldn't? But after a day or two, no more than a day really, I forget about it. Sure, I made it, and I will reference the things I learned from it, but it's more so, you wouldn't really remember like a video game match that went really well a couple days ago. And a running joke, this is now tangentially related to video games and art, because I see video games as a very, for me, like video games can of course be extremely brain exercising and, you know, focus intensive, but I like to use video games for me as like an outlet. No, not really an outlet, just like a, you know, somewhat brain off, have fun, nothing serious. And art can be that for me, but I don't know, I like pouring my focused brain into art because it makes stuff look better and I have a little bit more fun. I just enjoy it when I pour that kind of attention into it, but I also have fun with art. Anyways, and so, like, you know, since I've picked up so much more art than video games, my friends have started a joke saying like I hate video games, which we all know it's a funny joke. No one's complaining here. But you know, I was like having a rough time in a video game last night, the finals. And I was like, man, yeah, I think this is gonna be my last one. I'd rather just be drawing instead of this or something. And my friend said, you know, there are other joys in life than drawing. And I said, true, but drawing does not have a respawn timer. And I want to be quoted on that because, like, that's why I like drawing so much, or like I prefer it over times than video games nowadays. Is because, like, I don't want to have to wait to draw, or like, sure, I'll like sit there and strategize, but that's like the process of drawing. The process of playing a video game for me isn't respawning. Oh, okay. Hi, James. There. But yeah, and you know, that's probably just a perception of my own. Like, part of playing a video game, I guess, you know, is respawning. But that's an awfully boring part of the video game. But then again, the same can be said for like construction and art, even though I thoroughly enjoy construction. Hell, I enjoy it more than I enjoy inking. You know, like, the more boring parts of a thing, it still makes up part of the thing, whether you like it or not. Because, like, the finals, we kept getting team wiped, and I would just spawn die very quickly. There was, like, no longevity to our gunfights. And so, yeah, I was like, what am I doing? Like, I don't ever get that way with art, where I'm like, I could be doing something else that I enjoy more, right? And if I ever do get frustrated at art, I could just put the pen down, you know? And talk with my friends for a little bit, or draw something else, right? And sure, I could always. I'm not saying, once again, I sound like I'm saying video games are better than or worse than art, or vice versa. No, I love video games. I love video game culture. Don't get that wrong. It's just they serve different purposes for me. This is coming from a guy with probably collectively over 10,000 hours in video games. Which some people may scoff at and be like, oh, that's nothing. 6,000 of those are in one game, so I feel like that justifies it a little bit. Oh man, and yeah, don't get me started. Like, oh, if only I spent half of those hours drawing. The best time to start something was 10 years ago. The next best time is now. Hopefully Jim saw me wave. If not, I kind of feel bad. Should have put something in chat. I need to get Twitch on my laptop so I can, I've been actually thinking about, like, moving all my streaming stuff to my laptop, but I'm not sure if it can handle that. But yeah, so I had an absolute blast drawing last night, and playing games. It was overall just a really good night. In fact, these past couple of days have been awesome. Minimal school, just studying for one exam that's going to be easy. Hopefully. You know. Playing games, talking with friends. We have the Game Awards tonight, so I'm going to be doodling while that's going on. Half-Life 3, hopefully. As a person who has loved the Source engine, grew up with it, made things in it, played games in it, etc., I really want Half-Life 3 to exist, or like HLX, Project White Sands, whatever we're calling it. I would love for it to exist, but I don't have hope. I've been scorned so much. Yet, I know, like, what, 7 months ago, there was so much happening, so many leaks. There's some shielding myself from disappointment, but I would love to see that Valve logo this Game Awards. I would love to hear the bass hum, strum, I don't know, of the Valve intros. A lambda appears on screen. That'd be awesome. And I feel like I mean, yeah, this has been the saying for literally the past decade of like Valve is too scared to make another Half-Life thing. Like, there's definitely a bit of fear there, and also, Valve makes things when they can innovate. That's their whole philosophy, right? They don't release. I mean, I guess I'm not sure what happened with Artifact, but like Half-Life Alyx with the index. I'm not sure what the major innovations were with the Steam Deck. Actually, well, I mean, I guess Steam Deck was the innovation, right? And it's, I mean, a wildly successful console, and now we're getting the Steam Machine, which seems like a bit of a niche application, but we'll see. I mean, it's Linux, so I would like to see how it performs. Seems like a very cost effective. It does seem like a very niche injection to the console economy, though. And wait a second. Consoles come out with console exclusives, God of War, Spider-Man, whatever. So okay, Valve wouldn't be stupid enough to do, oh goodness, a console exclusive for the Steam machine, but maybe, hey, it comes with a copy of Half-Life 3. Or maybe Half-Life 3 Founders Edition, even though Valve doesn't really do that, but or maybe like the little plates you could put on it. Uh Valve would have like a Half-Life 3 exclusive. That would sell. Dude, okay, I wouldn't. That's a lot of money. Actually, I don't even know how much a Steam machine is. Is that actually what it's called, by the way? I feel a bit silly for saying that. Who knows? Um but yeah, I'm still excited. I'll be first in line. Or okay, I won't. I'm not. I mean, I'm a huge Half-Life fan, but I don't think I'll trump the other Half-Life fans. I'll try to be first in line, but that's probably not happening. As evidence, here, wait. You know what? You cannot say I'm not a Valve fan. Okay, I think I brought this guy on stream. I'm a Valve fan. Okay, leave me alone. I did used to have a 3D printed Lambda. I don't know where it went though. Specifically Source, right? But I have a shirt with the Gmod logo on it. It is the nerdiest looking shirt. It is so nerdy. My dad got it for me because, like, I don't know, my kid plays video games. He's talked about Gmod from time to time, so he bought it for me, which I love. I love, by the way. I'm not complaining in the slightest. Just holy crap, you're a nerd. Okay, cool. Good warm up. So, yeah, we're gonna continue with the mouse demo. I hate, dude. I'm so mad. I'm so bad about that one mistake, but who cares? It's a demo. Um, it's not worth all the work to like redo it just for that, right? In fact, we could actually project those lines. No, we can't. Can we? Not efficiently. Yeah, not efficiently. I'm still mad. So, yeah, we're gonna be right back, everybody, and then we're going to continue with the mouse demo. So, be right back. I always say BRB way too much. Big news, everybody. My final grade came in. Oh, and it went up. Oh, the final grade for the main class I was worried about came in. Where is it? 100. Let's go. We have made it out, I think. Actually, we don't know for my political science yet. I need a 37 or above to make an A in that class. But it may seem we've made another semester with a 4.0. We just need one more, guys. One more, and it'll totally be worth it. All of the late nights and receding hairlines. Multiple hairlines? I don't know. Anyways, speaking of receding hairlines, let's continue with lesson 5. Or lesson 6. Oof. Oh man, I wish we were back in lesson 5. Just because, I mean, I love it. Not that lesson 6 sucks. It's actually quite fun as well. Or interesting. Fun isn't the right word. We gotta be careful with that. Yeah, so I'm sour. I'm so upset. Wait, actually, we're gonna pause the timer. I'm gonna pause. We're gonna look at some other students' critiques. I've been what is going on with most viral and Imgur? Okay, I'm just gonna ignore that. But yeah, because I want to see how people approach this part, and I'm gonna skim through. I'm actually not gonna look at critiques. I'm just gonna skim through the Discord, because looking at critiques will take a little bit longer. It's just more stuff to read and sift through. Still great to look at that stuff though. You'd always tell when people in our Discord are going through Pinterest because the memes channel gets updates. And this is in no way a complaint. It's actually, I love it. Pinterest has a knack for okay, sorry. I was reading stuff in the Dropbox Discord. Bleh. So here we go. Someone did a stapler, and a pretty good looking stapler at that. Holy, that's a lot of it's a lot of lines. I mean, all of these are. It's the hardest part about this lesson. Computer mouse, oof. Scanning through these. Here we go. Let's see. That's a hand sanitizer. Oh, we could do the hand sanitizer demo next. I think that'd be productive. In fact, we can make our own ortho for that. Oh yeah, I have a hand sanitizer bottle, so we'll just do it off of that. Huge. Here we go. Trying to look closely at some people's pictures. No one has one like this. Here we go. MCow is a legend. They've been working hard at these. In fact, I wish I had as many as them. Holy moly. Canoe. Canoe is such a legend, man. Freaking Dio gets the shout out for lesson 4 and 5. Dio and Chief Tang, and then Canoe gets the shout out for lesson 6. They are such an awesome person with a very, very high skill, a notably high skill. Let's see. I can't see. Mr. Canoe, I can't make it out. Still scrolling through here. I'm going to try my best. Yeah, okay. So my prevailing, is that the right word? I don't know. My philosophy on this is, actually we'll go over here. You can't see it too well, but we're assuming that this is just flush with the side. It's a flat plane. Well, that curves inwards, so it'll behave a bit weirdly. But everything here is on this side plane. And so we just draw those, and then the next one, we just, like one big swoop, and the rest is detail. So that means divvying up the sides of this. you know? Like if I didn't do this and I realized I should have done it over here, whatever. I'm glad we made these mistakes, right? I'm glad. They're very silly mistakes. I really don't understand how they were made. It's gonna make it look cool, I guess. Look very techie. I don't know. But yeah, so our goal is to plot out everything we need for this curves, or these two curves here, onto this plane and this plane. So it's only gonna get messier. It's only gonna get more chaotic. But we'll deal. So without any further ado, guys, and I mean, yeah, reading through what he, Uncomfy put here, he said patience is key. Patience is key here. So, not that you guys can see that, but you can see the highlights, so you can just trust that he says that. I don't think any art teacher would say patience is not key. Actually, I don't know. I don't know enough about art to make that claim. So, sorry for yelling. We need this point, this point, this point, this point, and then everything. And yeah, so basically, we're not going to be messing with anything up there, which is nice. And in fact, yeah, we will need the kind of like outwards curve right here. So we'll be going up to the halfway point. So let's divvy this plane into halves and go crazy style with it. Okay, let's get to it. I'm so sour. I'm so salty. So let's play the game of how do we want to make the midline here, because we have this diagonal and this diagonal. This is the pure center, the true center. And so to draw a line through this, it would be best to draw a line through here. That'd make my life easier. Or even a line back here. A line back here would be best. So we'll start with that. So yeah, the true center is this very dark point that we've emphasized probably through lots of annoyance. Ay. Almost there. My patience is it fading a bit? Oof. Mainly because I now know like I made a big mistake. And so the end product isn't going to be that good looking, which I need to separate myself from. Because like if I know it's already messed up now, why continue? But that's not why we're doing this. Because now we can continue to, guess what, make even more mistakes. And the more mistakes I make, the more I can improve. So, or at least that's the ideal. We'll see how true that is. We'll actually make a line through here as well, just to be doubly accurate. Because remember, guys, more lines definitely means you're more accurate. Yeah, that's sarcasm. Just the keep it simple rule right now has been thrown out the window. It's a keep it simple suggestion, because right now I'm just trying to make things work. I guess in all things, like once we're knowledgeable enough, we could start worrying about simplicity. But now for now I should actually learn how to do it. We'll have plenty of opportunity to optimize our process. I mean, we learned that probably most truthfully in lesson 5. Sure, lesson 4 had a lot of redos and extras and stuff, but I think it really shined through with lesson 5, just how long those constructions took compared to everything. And now, like, honestly, we're on our 5th day of the mouse demo. And even though we have like restarted it from this ortho because I decided to do it differently, I don't feel like too worn of it. Yes. Yeah. Now, yes, of course, I'm worn of that part. I'm upset about it. Bleh. But other than that, I'm not baby raging too much. Excuse me. Holy, that line's hard to see. Oh, dude. Okay. So, oh man, I have to redo the thirds here. It's such a pain. Okay. You live and you learn, right? Uh let's do the diagonals. A diagonal here and a diagonal here. We usually like divvy up the diagonals. Like to here, but in this instance, since we're only working down here, actually there's no line down there, so a diagonal down there wouldn't help as much. I think lesson 6 should come with a prescription for Adderall. I think that would benefit the average student quite a bit. Watch, this is the one stream on Comfy Visits. That sounds reductive. This is the first stream. There we go. Saying the one stream sounds like he has an obligation to visit, but no, he does not. Not at all. Okay, so we have the centers of these two. Do we? Oh, yeah, okay. It's like looking at an optical illusion. You have to focus your eyes, calm your mind, all that stuff. I love the soundtrack so much because it reminds me of Kane Pixel's Oldest View. And I think 2 or 3 streams ago, I ranted about that and Analog Horror. Ay, shoot. I've been doing a lot of IAIing recently, and I don't know why. Also, I never double checked this line, so there we go. Okay. Dude, I'm so lost right now. Is this the? Oh, oh crap. Okay, this is the center. So I'll just do this for now. This is so tough, man. Okay. It's fun though. It's a really cool looking challenge as well. I was about to say it's a really cool challenge, and I added looking, and that's, I mean, hey, it is also very cool looking. Ah. Okay, there's the center. I feel like eagle eye. I've like. Okay, everything else now should not. Oh yeah, we probably will have to divide this into even smaller proportions, but. Okay. Ooh. Ooh. I'm glad I bought these pens. I thought it was a poor investment, and honestly, maybe the Bic. I love the Bic. It's a bit thicker though. So I'm glad I went with these. These are Statler Stick F30F or 430F. Statler Stick 430F. Holy crap! And they're serving me pretty well. It looks quite decent. It's everything, it's everything that you could want from a ballpoint. Pretty average ballpoint, I would say. It's just much finer and a little bit more consistent than a Bic stick. Yep, Bic stick. I'm calling it a Bic stick forever now. I don't care if it's the round stick, it's the Bic stick. So, enough talking about Bic sticks, Cav. Let's look at our ortho. What's up? Okay, I guess we'll start from left to right? And we want to divvy these into 2. So we might as well split everything into down the middle, because that gives us 2 points to work with. Holy moly. Okay, there's our halves. And let's see. This is interesting. No, it isn't. Yes, it is. This is where the curve starts. So we don't care about this point. We only care about plotting this point, which is like literally right here. So that's one of our first ones. So we don't even have to worry about the thirds, I don't think. All we have to worry about is everything back here, which doesn't make our lives that much easier, but hey, yeah, it's, you know, only 3 out of the 4 squares we have to plot now. We still have to do a third. Great. So yeah, let me return here. Okay, so we have a fourth. What is this line? Oh, that's the bottom. Yeah, I see. That's the. No, that's a fifth. I did a fifth line there. And I did a fourth line for where they intersect. I see. Was I high when I drew this? Like, what the hell? And then we have a third over here. Where's the arrow for the third? Right there, I see it. And then a third up here. So I would like to make my life easier and just do the third in this cell and transfer it over. Actually, we could do the third and these two. Yeah. And let's see, it's only a third. Well, what do we need the third for? Yeah, we only need it over here. Thinking. In fact, what I can do and what I will do. Hey. This will help us subdivide even more. Or like get just trust. I'm not gonna explain it. It's a little secret. Very cool. This is a deceptive line. We need to be wary of that one. So I want to divide this cube into halves. Will I gain anything from... No, not really. Like, Cav. Actually, okay, here's the secret I was talking about earlier. Now that we have squares above it, we have 2 points, so we can easily... Oh, but we... Yeah. I'll just march along and see if my plan works out. I have my doubts. I'm not that smart, but we can still try. What is that line? Who are you? That's the midline. Why does this miss the midline? It's because it's not the right thing. See? That doesn't help us much. We're still off. Whatever. We already have the midline though. Yeah, because we drew that earlier. Dude, I'm so whatever. Okay. Okay. So we want to get a third. That was our goal. And we want to get a third of the half. So a third of an eighth. Rah, holy crap. No. We just want the third of this upper segment up here. So we're going to make that third happen by doing... Let's see, what cross do we need to make a third happen, you draw. Yeah, we need the halfway point, so we need to do the cross here. I already did it over there. Good on me. Do it right here. Nice. Law of close lines. Nice. So now we have our cross section. We want to get a third. So I'll draw this. Third. Nice. What do we do with this third? I see. We use it for one of the curve points. Oh crap. Okay. We didn't really need that, but we'll keep it for funsies. So yeah, here's part of my secret that I was talking about earlier. We're going to divvy this square up, which should go right here. I just didn't draw all the way. Which I'll do promptly. There we go. Do a diagonal. Nice. Draw through here. Draw through here. Law of close lines. Boom. Okay, the back line is here, and then the curve starts at the lower third of this quarter. So we'll do our little game. Yeah. I see. Eh? Something's not lining up here, because this line, I guess, meets up with this. Okay. That doesn't feel right, but we'll stick with it. I'm kind of like operating with like a very limited memory here. Like, once I do, or like I have a set of instructions in my brain, and once I do them, they're gone. I have brain RAM right now, or I don't even know. Like, like once I get the lines down that I need to make a solid point, I'm done. Like, there you go. It's over. Yeah, because we have the quarter, or we have a quarter of it, and then eighth, and then half of the eighth, so a 16th. Quarter, half of it, 16th. Okay, that makes sense, I guess. And then we want to get to the third of this half. So to get to a third, is a vertical third. It's right there. Yerp. Why did I draw a line through that? Eh. Oh, that's diagonal. I'm so stupid. Okay. There we go. And just because we can, and I just want to make everything more needlessly complex, I'll do it over here. I didn't have a center through that, so maybe not. Maybe we could just law of close lines this and call it that. It's so small. Boom. See? And then that will go to our right here. That bothers me. I put this curve in the background. And Uncomfy did too. And then he curves over it. But my curve happens in there. I'm going to act like it doesn't exist. Because yeah, this immediately right here, which is right here, that curve starts happening. So it's gonna look straight and then curve out, I guess. Because I could find the coordinate inside of it, but that's a lot, and I'd rather just not do that. Because I feel like I could, with the work it would take and the accuracy that would be, it would just be better for me to approximate it. But anyways, yeah, so we have at least a set of points that is somewhat helpful. And let's see, we I was really loosey-goosey with this part. Looks like we're meeting at the halfway point there. The halfway of this one. Wherever that curl was. Cool. Okay. So we have this, which curls up to go up there. Now we have to work with the interior curve. We know this is plotted to a fifth right here. Oh, come on, Cav, what? This doesn't match where... So that's like happening on the inside. Great. Come on, Cav. Ugh. I'm now seeing like the I don't know the word for it, but just the errors between these two orthos are causing a lot of issues. So I'll be more mindful of that in the future. That's a good lesson learned. Oh, Tevin and Danielle. Hopefully I'm saying that correctly. Welcome and thank you. Yeah, it's a lot of thinking, but we're working through it. But yeah, thank you for the joining. Welcome to the channel. Hope you're doing well. Currently drawing a mouse because I'm weird like that, I guess. I don't know. Making it work though. You also do art? Huge. I'll check you out after stream. Thank you for stopping by. Yeah, right now I'm effectively just learning. I mean, I would consider this fun. I'm just not necessarily drawing for fun right now. You know, with the expectation of having fun. But yeah, no. Let's see. This it's gonna be a fourth. Yeah, it's a fourth. Okay. This is getting. Thank you. Oh, geez. Okay. I'm doing my best. I could confidently say that, but oh crap. I'm getting so lost here. The camera isn't picking up. We're currently in this mess right now. We're figuring it out, but oh, we're getting there. That's for sure. Let's see. So, we want to find this point, which I did a third for. No, that's a fifth, isn't it? That's a fifth. So we'll work on plotting a fifth of this entire square. We got to start somewhere, right? So A fifth of a square requires that we cut it into 2. This line is quite off, but we'll manage. Try to satiate both the errors happening. And then oof. I need to mark down the center a little bit better. There we go. It's to about right here. Okay. That's that. And I'll also do a cross up here. There we go. Okay. I forgot to draw all the way through. Oops. Feel like playing some. Oh, let's do some Manifold music. Even though the music playing right now is great, let's swap it to some Manifold Garden. That's the kind of vibe. Me and my wife just made an account, so you're nervous the first time. Yeah, YouTube could be a strange and weird place with lots of stuff to learn about it, but I mean, once you get the hang of it. What kind of art do you guys do? And I apologize. I can't check right now, but I will check after stream for sure. Ooh, also, more questions. Are you guys both artists by trade, or you just do it as a hobby? Okay, we're working on a 5th. Where to put my ruler? Cool. There. Oh man, I should have taken headache medication before this. Okay. There's our first 5th. We can actually mimic a 5th up here as well while we're at it. Ooh, wow, okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, so both do comic book art and anime. She does crystal wrapping, much more huge. Heck yeah. Do you work like on professionally work on manga and or like anime and comic books? Is there any comic books that you're particularly proud of that I could check out? Or ones that you're not proud of and I could still check those out as well? Heck yeah, that's awesome. I've been recently diving into the more Marvel-esque comic book styles. I have a huge respect for those, and I love their inking, especially that I'm getting more into brush pen now. And so I feel like who better to be inspired from than the masters? Oh, Monkey! Huge! Thank you, Monkey. Hope you're doing well. Also, I sent you a message on Discord. I would love to. That's gonna mean, hey, respond to me. No, I'm kidding. But yeah, I sent you my Drawbox work. There's a caveat that that's 2-year-old drawings, stuff I don't necessarily. No, you're fine. You're fine. It's meh, right? Like, I wouldn't look to those with any. Of course. Frick. Okay, we're gonna draw through here and here. I can't wait to do another one of these because this sucks and I want another shot at it. Right, like I could do so much better now. It's rare in Drawbox that I feel this way. No, it isn't. Actually, yes, it is because I redo so much that I like okay, I'll just redo it because I could do better now. But instead, now I have all of these ideas kind of stored up, ready to go. Not necessarily sure if that helps me a ton or not. Okay, this is the center. So we draw to here. So right here is our fifth. You know, we could have easily done that without all this mess, but it looks like our law of close lines agrees with us. So here's our fifth. No comics yet, and we started our own business. Yo! Draw on canvas, and she crystal wraps from hand. I'm so grateful to watch her work and create our art. Heck yeah, man. It's freaking awesome. Well, please let us know. Feel free to stop by and like I won't be opposed to any advertising as long as you know, if you make a new comic or anything, as long as it's not like buy my art, which yeah, I don't get that vibe. But yeah, always feel free to, if you work on something cool and new, I'd love to shout it out on here. But that's awesome, yeah. In terms of me, I don't want to do art professionally. I'm a computer programmer, hopefully by trade soon. They gotta hire me once I'm out of college. Hopefully if they do. And I love programming and stuff. That's what I want to do professionally. And I hope that so long as I, you know, program professionally, I can have art to my own, right? Like I can use it as a means of sustaining my art. And in a way, my art to sustain my job, because once again, I love computer programming. Just of course that can take a toll. And so art acts as, you know, a means of expression for me. Neither is better than the other, of course. In my opinion. They serve different tasks for my brain. But I'm very thankful for both of them. Okay, we want to do another half here, which we can actually easily do because we can use the same line that we used for the fifth. This is a mess, holy crap. Manifold Garden Music was such a good pick for this, holy. Law of close lines. Need to keep priming my ballpoint. One nice thing about lesson 6 is once all the dots are in place, yeah, it all falls together rather nicely. However, in the meantime, my brain will hurt, and it will continue to hurt. Eh? Yeah. Alrighty, have a good one. Thank you for stopping by. Best of luck with your business. Let's see, do we have a center line here? We should. Boom. Oh. Something ain't right here. Hello! I'm not sure if I recognize your name, but thank you for stopping by. Did you happen to change your name at all? Oof. What is going on here? Oh shoot, well I apologize for not remembering your name then. Well, welcome back to the stream. Yeah, let me check your channel history to see if I could Re-gauge any memories. Oh, yes. Okay, yes. I do remember. You said you were going to Japan. Yes, my apologies. I remember. Took me a second. Well, welcome back. Hope things have been well for you. Something's going very weird with this line. So let's try to figure this out. It actually seems like I wasn't too off, so maybe the line I was referencing before it was wrong. But here, we'll see. No, yeah, that something's definitely wrong. Well, we'll try to make all worlds happy by doing it like this. There we go. And then in the middle there, seems like we're gonna have an intersection up here with that curve. And then down here in the lower third. Right, yep. Yeah. Nice. Okay, so we have that lower fifth, what we're supposed to intersect about right here probably. Curves up to that point. And then we pass through this halfway point right here. And that's where these kind of diverge. It looks like for this line over here, we did a horizontal third. So we'll do that. Right here and up here. That's weird. I did it as a horizontal third, but the line I drew was a vertical one. So hey, you know, we'll stick to it. Just is technically incorrect, but this whole thing is technically incorrect in that sense. Aye. Okay, and then that intersects the midline, and that's where this starts. Okay, we have one line down. And technically speaking, we should have this other one down. We do need to figure this part out, which I have a bit of a trick for. Because, yeah, we know it passes through this third. Screw it, we'll do it the hard way. Which means we just need to plot through here on the inside, right? Yeah, through here, and then we need to find the x-axis. So we'll plot it vertically, going from right here. No, because that only gives us this. Yeah, we'd need to plot it going through this point right here. And that's not necessarily helpful, so I'll just do something like this. I think that's probably the best way to go about this. It curls a lot right there. So up, 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 curl. Yeah. Okay. Let's see, we have this jump, so we're going to do it right here. And it swings up. Nice. Kind of knocking all the dominoes down right now. Okay. That line wasn't as sharp as I wanted it to be, whatever. So now we're going to travel through here, up, down, up. Okay. That's the edge of the mouse. Okay. As for the opposing side of the box, it looks like uncomfortable. Did draw through it. We really only need to find this point. So we will, which means we only have a little bit of the work cut out for us, not a lot. And in fact, it's going to be a bit easier because that side of the box is a lot less crowded. So we'll follow this line through. It's the back corner, right? I'm not tripping? No, okay. Draw through here. Draw through here. That's the other half. We do our, kind of our double checking rule. The intersection of the diagonals don't meet up well with the midlines discovered elsewhere. So we're going to have to kind of make the best of both worlds. Like this. I thought that was my midline. I was about to freak out because it was so off. Oh my goodness. Cool. Okay. There's our midline. We only really need to recreate this, which is super easy. I can do that. Yeah. Okay. That's just the lower quarter, which we can do by slicing through here and then slicing once more through there. The best way to do that, no, yeah, we'll just have to do it kind of the full way. Let's see. So yeah, that's all that meets up. Cool. That's relatively accurate. Kind of the motto for lesson 6. Cool. So now we just need to find the half through this. So here to here. There's a little bug flying across me right now, and dude, it is annoying the heck out of me. That line needs to be reinforced. What the heck? Every time I draw this line, it's not happening. It's a bit better. Then the back corner is right here to here. We already have a line going through that, so ideally, this is the center, and this is this. Actually, we don't even need the line. We just need that point, right? We do need to get the 5th over here, so we're actually going to divvy this one up as well. To get that vertical line. Law of similar lines, that is off, so something's off up here. So we'll use our ground truth and try to see what's happening. We already had 2 lines there to delineate, I guess, the center, so I didn't need to do all that. Yep, law of similar lines. I need to stop calling it similar lines. I'm just going to say that because it makes it sound like it's an actual thing that exists. Nope. So now we need to craft a 5th in this little quadrant. We also need to draw all the way down because that is not the center line at the bottom edge of the box. Why is this so off? Similar lines. Nice. So we need the leftmost fifth, which happens that diagonal and that diagonal. So this diagonal and that diagonal, which happens on the inner curve right there, but we're going to act like that doesn't exist. There's the fifth, which goes down to be right here. So we know it makes this curve on the inside. Cool, cool. Now we have what is effectively the big curve. This is kind of like the biggest part of the mouse left. I mean, that's about it, right? So this is where the shoulder comes into play more so than ever. We could actually, it may help to draw this line. Let's see if my French curves will help here. Let's whip them out. I don't know which ones will help the most. Yeah, we have a complex curve happening here. This seems like it'll do. Sanity check. Yeah? No. Thank God for that sanity check. Because this is going like deep, but like our deepest point, it's kind of just over here. That's our like our steepest point. But what I was about to do is like have a giant dent in there, so that will not do. This one doesn't curve enough at the end. So not this one. Let's continue considering our curves though. Use the right tool for the job, as they say. This one is almost closer, but not quite it. I just realized we were using it, what, this way? What if I'm thinking about this wrong? Or maybe I'm just stupid. Huh? No. No. Yeah. Let's do this by hand. Okay. Now, we know that this will go over and curve. I think starting with this part of the mouse, doing that initial curve will help. I really want to make it bulbous, very round. And I want it to follow this. This part of the mouse is going to be rather difficult. Let's look at the reference. Because I'm kind of drawing like what I think should be there, but not what is actually there. That line's still killing me. But we'll call that for today. Yeah. No, let's keep going. Because why not? I think the rest of these additions that Mr. Uncomfortable made were kind of ad hoc. Now let's draw the lower segment where we go to this third. And then we follow this until we get to the half. Just about right here. We're going to go up, hit the third, just right here. Holy moly. Yeah, we'll continue this next stream. There's a lot. I don't want to overdo it. Because the remaining things we have is the little notch here, the wheel. That's the main thing I'm considering right now is the scroll wheel. The kind of like cut off section here. And then some of the details over here. And yeah, I hate that line in the middle. very complex, very all over the place, but I think we're gonna call it there, everybody. So, it's gonna get bumpy. It's stream schedule is gonna get really messy. All I can ask is that you guys will hang in there with me. So what's gonna start happening is we're gonna stream tomorrow, Friday. We're gonna stream, I think, at like 10 or 11 a.m. on Saturday. I haven't decided. Then we're not going to stream on Sunday. We're probably not going to stream on Monday. And I'd be very happy if I could stream on Tuesday or Wednesday. And then we're going to stream for a couple days. And then by the 24th, let me check the calendar. Yeah, so we will not be streaming on the 14th or the 15th. Hopefully, we'll start streaming again on the 16th, if not the 17th. And then our final stream will probably be on the 23rd. So we'll have about a week more of streaming after that. And then we'll be gone for about a month. So, and then we'll be back. Continuing Lesson 6. I really wanted to finish Lesson 6 by the time I graduated university. That's probably not going to happen. But I had a lot of fun doing it. So, once again, thank you all for joining me tonight. And today. It's not even nighttime anymore. And I cannot wait to see you guys tomorrow. Bye for now. Oh, also, one more thing. I'm not sure if we're going to do 50% Friday tomorrow or not. We'll see. I would rather work on Lesson 6. Not because I've been doing a ton of 50% of my free time, just we're running out of time, right? And or not, there's no time limit, but I'd rather be working on Lesson 6 during these streams than, because I'm already doing tons of 50% of my free time. So anyways, okay, thank you all. Thank you, AB, Tevin and Danielle, Monkey, and Jims. Thank you all. Can't wait to see you guys next time. Bye for now.